Gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Comrade! Labor right, them a go down, bong. Them a go down, bong. Them a go down. Is that? Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. We now vote for Labour. Orange we a come out in now. If you love the PNP, who no step out for Marky G. Jamaica just come along with we. People time come, people time come, people time is up.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Yeah, I say that we are pledge of allegiance.
Who's gonna run this town tonight?
Yeah, I say that we
We gonna run this town.
Mr. President, the failure become even worse at the secondary level. So we started Senator Bunting bad, and it deteriorates as we move forward. The 2022 results again gained by the Ministry of Education, and here I must congratulate the ministry. Oftentimes, you're finding it difficult to get information when you request it. In less than a day, the ministry was willing to provide information that I requested, and I must thank the team at the ministry, and maybe thank even the minister, because some ministers kind of make people feel afraid to share this information. But the information that the ministry sent suggests that in 2017, 26,070 children sat or was entered for English A. And it suggests 70% pass English A. In 2018, 24,805 and 75% pass. In 2019, it says 24,069, 82% pass. And in 2020, 23,719, 86% pass. And unfortunately, going down in 2021, 73% pass out of the 22,765. It don't sound bad. It don't sound bad. You then go to mathematics, 23,000 in 2017, 965, 50% pass. 2018, 22,813, 57% pass. We move forward to 2021 for saving time, 42% pass, coming from 62% pass in 2020. It don't sound bad. But Senator Golding, I have had opportunities to be in schools. I was a teacher in school before, and I volunteer to teach in different schools. And it drew to my mind, I started to question, but this don't look as bad as I think it is. Because if you look at English, which we are saying is a second language, 82% pass in 2019, no sound bad. But I remember having gone to an inner city school, and I asked the principal, give me all your maths children, I will give them a few hours. And only 28 children showed up. So I then sent back to the ministry to say, okay, you send me how many sat the exam, send me how much was enrolled in school. Okay. When you check how much was enrolled in school, Senator Fraser Baines, you see a very different situation. Well, COVID would have been 2020, so the performance in 2019 and 2018 would not have been. So maybe the ministry could say 2021 would have been COVID impacted, because 2021 was very poor. You understand? So we would have said maybe you have a point with that one. But let us look at how many people were enrolled. In 2017, 39,178 children were enrolled. Only 26,000 was allowed to sit. 13,000 was not allowed to sit. A third of the cohort. You mean not qualified to sit? Well, allowed might be an improper term. I don't know if they wanted to sit. They did not sit. 13,000, a third. In 2018, 36,260 students were enrolled. 24,805 entered that exam. 12,000. A third was not entered in this examination. I come to 2020 for the sake of time. 35,511, only 23,719 entered. 12 more thousand was not allowed or did not sit. I don't want to be, because you see, if Senator Johnson Smith was here, point of information, how you know they were not allowed? Right. I stand corrected. Did not sit. Did not sit. Because I do not want now the principals to be lambasted, to say that they are seeking to protect their numbers. Because later down you realize that there are reasons that some might not have sat this examination. Mr. President, when you look at these numbers, it suggests that in English language, not 87% and 74%, 48% in 2017, based on the enrollment numbers. 2017. Before COVID. 50% in 2018. 54% in 2019. In the belly of COVID, 57%. And in 2021, 42%. This is an emergency situation. 166,000 paid. 371 paid. Which would suggest that 705,123 did not. Of the 705,123, because yes, tickets. I stand corrected. Unpaid tickets. That is how iron sharpen iron. You understand? But 705,123 tickets remain unpaid. I am creating this picture because it was given that the vast majority of who the government is punishing and standing on the side of those who are of good citizenship are those who are habitual offenders, habitual bad people, habitual lick down bike man, habitual box down people after crashing in their cars. The numbers, as I said, don't suggest that, because the minister also indicated that 46,000 persons had 106,070 tickets. So 46,000 people had 106,070 tickets. The numbers sound big, like Jesus. Them people can drive away. That's really 2 tickets over a 4-year period. 2 tickets over a 4-year period. So the number presented to suggest that these are egregious offenders would have had in 4 years. Yeah, that is the point. That is, well, you see, you're coming to what I'm saying. That these are not... Oh, well, because I'm on my feet, it suggests that I am the louder voice. 500 tickets is what is being purported. One outlier is being used for law. Oh, these people are the worst people. These people could have had no indicator, tail light not working, registration up unknown, display sticker, tint, speeding in an area that it's almost impossible to know because one year is 80 and the next one is 60, right on the edge. They had in 4 years, 2. This was used as the big negative. There were 45 who had 500 and something. So those 45 people at about 11 tickets over 4 years. They are habitual bad people. But in the numbers that we see have big lines throughout the 13 courts for traffic, singular tickets based on the numbers would be 599,053 people had only one ticket in 4 years. So the suggestion that this is being firm and strong against habitual offenders, it is an untruthful suggestion, because the numbers indicate that the vast majority that are being affected at this time in 4 years, that between February 1st, 2018 and December 31st, 2022, 600,000 would have only had one ticket in those 4 years. An additional 106,000 would have only had two over 4 years. These are not, but a law and a government action cannot be focused on one person with 75 without appreciating the circumstance of 600,000 with one and 102,000 with two. And then the foundation of the explanation cannot be the 1 and the 45 at the ignoring of the 700,000 that had one or two. It must have been the same way they spoke about the communists when they came for the communists. Because one by one you say, look at him, look at him, look at him, and then don't say, look at us. Now, one of the realities that government must consider is their competence to implement their programs. You see, I don't even drive myself, so I'm safe. I'm safe. But look at what I'm saying here. When a government put in a policy, they should be able to effectively implement it.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Damion Crawford. And I'm in St. Thomas. I walk in an area called Salt Lane. Salt Lane is a place that is dependent on the dump that is in St. Thomas. A lot of people here who live here, and some of them make them living on the dump. So we're just here with some of the people and we want to know, could the children in this community not be on the PATH program? On what basis could they have been taken off the PATH program? So I made this video on the PATH to come down to this community and analyze every single house in this community so that the children can participate in school, not going to school for the necessary amount of time, because most have not been given the opportunity to be on PATH. So making another call for PATH to come and register the children in this community so that they can get a reasonable chance at life.
Church corner,
alright, tell them I wish part.
Church corner, see my mother there, she big and fat and she can't move. And I take him out for the part.
Yeah. Alright, so I make an appeal for PATH to come down to Salt Lane and speak to the houses run by the dump in St. Thomas. Respect.
I want to understand, because a teacher come for teach. Why it's a fight against history? It's a fight against history because East Portland people say they want tourism. I have a degree in tourism. I have a master's in tourism. I lecture tourism. And yet still, because of her class and her color, some people said this lady is more qualified than me. That is history. East Portland said they want education. I teach a high school. I teach a UCC. I teach at Excelsior Community College. I teach at University of the West Indies. But because of her class and her color, people said this lady better than me. East Portland said that they want somebody to fight for them. As guild president in Bahamas, I block road for security for students. As guild president at UMONA, I march for school fee to go down. As president of the PMPYO, I fought and fought and fought against the Jamaican Labour Party government that was taking advantage of the people. Every day you go on the internet, you see me fighting. Who says you can do better for yourself. And somehow, because of her class and her color, they say she's better than me. They said that they want to do farming. And I'm a farmer. And not only am I a farmer, I am also an informer, because any criminal thing them can come mash up Portland. It is not going to work. And I read in the newspaper recently, 77 wanted men was found in Portland, and it was not East Portland. So I said, we have to fight that history that make that a simple man can't feel that he's simply a man. We have to fight that history. And I intend to start the fight against that history. And to prove that I am not going to trim to win, so you don't have to bleach to reach.